But you gotta be there for me too.
Hey guys, Musa here, and today I'm back with some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm sorry for the long absence on my channel, but I am back and I'm ready to go. So let's get started. Okay, February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if... Okay, who's this? Something's been happening behind the scenes. Oh, Edgeworth? Knowing you've already figured it out. Okay. Knowing you've already figured it out. Who's the owner of the 77777 ID number that is? Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Gant. Yep. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And the chief prosecutor's guy will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. Is this the first time he's ever done something like this? Yeah, kind of. The only time we've ever been in front of Edgeworth like this was either after a trial or when we were actually defending him. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? Okay. Ugh. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Ay, Dios mío. This is gonna be a doozy. February 25th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forward its opening statement. Before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant? What does he want? Oh god. This weirdo. Morning, folks. How's everything doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? Oh no, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can't top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Why is the music stopped? Lana, this is to say the defendant. has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Okay, what's she gonna say? Lana, you better not cover for this guy. Something's fishy. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? He confessed to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, I. She definitely didn't kill him. Oh my god, this is just confusing. No, Lana. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Oh god. But Lana. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me. It has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. It be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Objection? Who did it? Oh, Edgeworth. He's not gonna let it go. He wants to know about SL9. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? Prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come on, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. Why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? Ooh. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up. Oh god. Sorry. Okay, just gonna skip over. Oh, it's autoplaying. Okay, there you go. I was wondering what was happening. It's autoplaying on its own. Okay. Can't go back though. That sucks. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. Don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Okay. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Oh, God. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark, of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. And is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. Well, okay, Judge, let's go. He sure gave in fast. Yep, that's true. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to the yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Okay, let's see what she has to testify. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Well, that doesn't look like he's stabbing him in the chest, or at least that's not where he's aiming. It seems like he's aiming towards his back. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. That is true. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay. Let's see. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under Deputy Chief Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Gant and Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite a pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she was finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. I'm not gonna read all that. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room and when he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. Oh, sorry, Edward voice. He must have been in a panic because the elevator wasn't going up. Then he ran into Sky and Chief Gant's office. I know he didn't say Chief, but whatever. Too used to it. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the doors to have a look. That's when I saw him. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Yep, that one. With the broken sword on it. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was good as dead. And that's when the prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then. But okay, yeah. Should have pressed the other one. That must have been a real shot. Even now, I close my eyes and can still see it just as clear. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage? When the lightning struck and the lights were out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside, and the two began wrestling with each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell as much about this as she can. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark and then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and the lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was the one in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that was so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. What picture? Picture? Yes, I think she's mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Nope. Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew. I believe it's a very important meaning. Has a very important meaning. What do you want, Edgeworth? But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago did not contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we add this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture that scene, but it seems to have been lost. Let me see something. Didn't I get a second list of evidence. Half. What it? Oh! Well, that's interesting. Hey. I think that's what I gotta shoot. Yes! Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What is this? Yes. What is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh. These lists, they're different from each other. What? That would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you have were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. You see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious that what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order! Order! But Miss Sky, did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Oh, why? Okay. Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this is the list was torn in half, then that means Edgeworth must have another picture on the back of his, doesn't he? Your Honor. Are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It is possible. Let's see. Yep, there's a picture behind it. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Oh, Edgeworth ticked. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. That's thing? Oh! Wait. The Blue Badger? But wasn't that thing made recently, not 2 years ago? That thing! That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Can't be. Clearly, this is an act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Okay, so the list is back together. Very well. Witness, you will testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago. Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at that picture. Alright, let's see. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Okay. I think a flash of lightning could burn such an image into your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. Clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. This picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was... Okay, wait, why am I repeating this? Alright, hold it. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed as in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Sky. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all in black? Because it was a shadow? Yeah, exactly, Judge. What's wrong with you? So, at the time, you didn't know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Art had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. So you might have not seen who was who, just the shadow. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Okay. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Yeah, neither of you are. Anyway, this picture shows the... Okay. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, no, of course not. I'd better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary. Yeah, probably. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives. So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that bothers you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well, that's strange. She claims that this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's a clear contradiction here. I don't know. So do I have to shoot the photo on that? I'm just gonna try and shoot the knife because it kind of looks flat, like it's already broken, even though it said that it was broken beforehand. And I obviously can't contradict the picture with a picture. So, with the same picture. Nope, got it wrong. Dang it! It's fine. Nope! Ah, dang it! Again! Ugh. Let me see the evidence. I don't want to... I want to press again. Yeah, I've already read this. It doesn't get nowhere then. For sure. Wait a minute. Do I have the... Could this be it on that one? Okay, it is. So I saw the tip was in it, but that knife kind of looks flat, like it's already broken. And that's not how the switchblade looked like. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Hopefully I'm right. Contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man was holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Okay, so, alright. Even I don't need to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not that simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. The victim was only stabbed once. then the murder weapon should have not yet been broken. Oh! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. So yeah, sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip was already broken inside. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't have possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered it correctly. I believe you were annoyed at that time. But she was sure she remembered it correctly. But there's no way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About the little something called falsified evidence? Yeah, so then tip must have been placed inside. Are you trending? You're trending on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation was really corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King's Prosecutor's Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife, and that would be the one on the prosecutor award. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? Could there have been one? There is another one. If the witness is adamant about the accuracy of what she said, or what she saw, I can't just explain it away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. Then I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? So please, feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There was only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. The answer lies in the past, 2 years ago in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding? That's a broken knife. As we already concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife, and was the being the case, the knife the witness saw was not in all alike from this award. What was in all likelihood from this award. I'm sorry, kind of got messed up there with the writing. Order, order, order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being the prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This big broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutor Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising the knife would have been Prosecutor Marshall. Oh. Oh! The prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? Seems Mr. Wright has been too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Okay. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with the picture that scribbled on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony? Would you please tell us what you recall, Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. First, the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards them. I think I knocked the man away with the knife. Just then, another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. Yeah, exactly. So how could she see him? I don't get this. Would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well then the defense may begin its cross-examination. Stop! Please, don't pursue this any further. Lana? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it like that? Chief Prosecutor Scott. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. When you say that man, I assume you're referring to Joe Dark. Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then I panicked and rushed towards them both. Think I knocked away the man with the knife. Okay, why am I reading? I'm gonna go back. What does that mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all a kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was a witness to the murder about to take place. Such happening in a matter of seconds will disorientation will a with so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I only saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Neil Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So what happened next? Let me see something. Anything else in here that could look like actually, could it be this thing at an angle? Yeah, it definitely looks like it could be this at an angle. Yep, that definitely looks like it. Objection! The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed, it doesn't, as it's standing now. But just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? Yeah. I've got to show them that, yeah. Okay. Allow me to remind the defense that case... Okay. Ugh. Dang it! Okay. How else can I put this? Dang it! Yes! Got it! Well, is this the miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar resemblance to the blue badger. No, it can't be! Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on that day of the daily crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that's the badger thing was actually a jar. Does that change anything? I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed, very well. Then, please tell us. What's the difference now? Location. Allow me to take this turn. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes. Well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar shown in the picture on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf on Damon Gant's. Oh. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and that is these two facts that were revealed actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murder moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Well, that is where the thing is, so... Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding the knife. The next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have been to have that would have to been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to the picture once more. Don't tell me that's the actual murder weapon. The thing next to Lana. The man was knocked into the direction of the jar. He was sitting. What would he have hit? Oh, no. Oh! The suit of armor holding a very sharp, dangerous-looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the prosecutor, making a prosecutor's trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator have would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was Prosecutor Marshall, that's one horrible way to die. Ugh. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! Oh, did she faint? I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Ay. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, no dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think Emma was? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegation, I'm afraid you're going to have to prove it. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence to prove my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get the dead people to testify. And can someone go get Maya from wherever it is she went? This all has been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Sky. Of course. Not only that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim left us a message. Oh, no. For the better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one matter or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility you have left. A message from the deceased? Does such a message exist? I've got to think about. Gotta be the jar. That kind of does look like it could spell Emma. Yeah. That definitely looks like it could spell Emma. The real murderer's name is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister is a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that should conveys the message from the deceased. This is the message left by the deceased. This is the blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten about just a jar. This is just a jar. The message was left here on the surface of this jar. Oh, what do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone's wiped the blood away. Yes, may say, this fact cannot be denied. Oh god. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How could he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 The gavel pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is heading, no one knows. To be continued. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. This is getting intense. I don't know how this is going to end, but I mean, this is going to be a doozy. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.